Once upon a time, the rolling hills of Willow Creek, there lived an old shepherd named Thomas. He lived alone in a small wooden cottage with his flock of goats and his loyal dog Buddy. Every morning before sunrise, Thomas would take his walking stick, gather his goats, and walk toward the green hills. Buddy always walked beside him. The villagers often said, "Where Thomas goes, Buddy follows." Buddy was more than a dog. He was Thomas's only friend. Years passed and Thomas grew older. His steps became slower and his hands became weaker. The village changed. New families arrived and people became busy with their own lives. Slowly, everyone forgot about the old shepherd. Everyone except Buddy. Every day, Buddy stayed beside Thomas. He guarded the goats. He waited outside the cottage. And every evening, he sat quietly beside his owner. One cold autumn evening, dark clouds covered the sky. Strong winds began to blow. Heavy rain fell across the hills. The frightened goats ran in different directions. One small goat disappeared into the forest. Thomas called for help, but nobody came. Without hesitation, Buddy ran into the storm. He crossed muddy paths, climbed slippery hills, and searched through the dark woods. Hours later, Buddy finally returned. Beside him was the lost goat. Buddy was soaked by the rain and covered in mud. His paws were injured, and he could barely walk. Thomas knelt beside him with tears in his eyes. He gently hugged his loyal friend and whispered, "You saved her, Buddy. You always save us." Winter soon arrived. Thomas became very sick. He could no longer walk to the hills. Buddy stayed beside his bed every day and every night. He refused to leave. One evening, Thomas placed his hand on Buddy's head and quietly said, "My old friend, when I am gone, take care of them." Buddy rested his head beside his owner's hand. The next morning, the villagers came to the cottage. Thomas had peacefully passed away during the night. Buddy was still sitting beside him. He had never left his owner's side. The villagers felt ashamed. They realized that they had forgotten the old shepherd, but Buddy never had. After the funeral, Buddy continued to care for the goats. Every morning, he led them to the hills. Every evening, he returned to Thomas's grave. The villagers began bringing him food and water. Children sat beside him and listened to stories about the old shepherd. One quiet spring morning, Buddy walked to Thomas's grave as he always did. He lay down beside the stone. The sun rose over Willow Creek. The wind gently moved through the grass, and Buddy closed his eyes for the last time. The villagers buried him beside Thomas. Years later, people still visit the two graves. Parents bring their children and tell them the story of the old shepherd and his faithful dog. And they teach them one simple lesson. True friendship does not end with time, distance, or death. Because sometimes the purest hearts belong not to humans, but to those who love us without words. Moral: a loyal heart is worth more than 1,000 words.